headed into a game with a lot on the line and a lot to prove. The Seahawks proved offensively they can get it done with the best of them, but they also proved that there is a lot of improvement still needed on the defensive side of the ball. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show, where we love Seattle sports. I'm your host, Mikey, and this is the Seahawks post-game show. And we're going to keep this one short and sweet for you. I'm not going to go play by play or even drive by drive. We're just going to jump straight into looking at the numbers of this one. The Seahawks lost to the Dallas Cowboys 41-35. Our record has now fallen to 6-6. There are now multiple teams who can tie us in the wild card race record wise, and one of those teams being the Rams, who, if they did win this week and they improved to 6-6, they would be ahead of us in that wild card race because they beat us head to head twice, which again is now proving to be just so crucial to the way this season could end up. Those should have been 2 wins. We should be, 8-4 now instead of being 6-6, but we couldn't get it done against them. This was we just struggled against them, and now we're on the hardest part of our schedule, and we need a win bad. We almost had one tonight, and that sure would have been just so great to have. It would have really made today feel like, oh, we still have a great chance to make the playoffs, because we would still be up 2 games ahead of the next closest person in the race, but now just 1 game ahead of the next closest teams in the race, and no cushion at all. That means it's going to be even tighter the rest of the way. With 5 games left to go, you're going to need at least 3 wins. It's going to look like. Okay, so yeah, tough loss, but let's look at it. I mean, it's tough just because of what it means for us going forward in the playoffs. Not tough to watch today, though, because this was an amazing game to watch. This was so much fun to watch. Yeah, we're on the losing side, but this was actually, a brand of football offensively that I like to watch, that I like to see. Guess what? Imagine that Shane Waldron called plays, in routes for DK Metcalf that were huge. First drive of the game, a pass over the middle to DK, 73-yard touchdown, and set a record this year for NFL player fastest speed. 22 point whatever miles per hour that he ran on that play. Just Shane Waldron again calling plays, slants over the middle, crossing routes over the middle, getting the tight ends open in the middle of the field. this is what you expect out of somebody who came out of that Sean McVay coaching tree, right? And you expect to see some more routes like this in the playbook. So that was good to see. That's encouraging. He's showing like, oh yeah, I didn't forget all those years I spent with McVay. I can still pull these plays out of the playbook. So that was encouraging to see. Like I said, let's just go through the numbers here now. 23 for 41 on the day was Geno Smith, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, no sacks, and a rating of 97. I felt like this was a great game out of Geno Smith. Again, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, pointed out by the fact that he was sacked 0 times. He was throwing receivers open, getting them in stride, getting them, setting them up in a situation that they could get yards after the catch. I mean, 23 for 41. Yep, percentage wise, you would hope for more. But again, he was smart with the ball. The incompletions, some of them, they were, you're not going to complain about where he was trying to put the ball so that the ball was out of harm's way. Now, obviously, he did throw an interception. So there was some throws today that weren't great. I mean, there was another throw that could have been an interception as well. But I mean, overall, a good game from Geno. You wish that he could have got it done in the end and got them down the field to get a field goal to at least. I mean, not a field goal at that point. To get down the field to give them a chance to go for the end zone to get the win. But that last play of the game, I guess that is a little concerning. But just hearing them talk about it afterwards and understanding what they were trying to do, I'm not going to fault Shane Waldron even for that. I get it. Parsons was supposed to come free on that play. The rest of the pressure that came through, that's not supposed to happen on that play. You're looking at a play that could have had DJ Dallas open to get that first down, or you're looking at another receiver that could have came open over the middle, but you just had no chance for Geno to throw the ball there with the extra pressure that came through from the rest of the rushers, added on to the free running Parsons, that he just wasn't even able to get a good throw off. So that was disappointing. But again, just seeing and knowing what the concept was, I'm not going to fault Waldron. That one, you can just straight up say that was execution by the players on that play. The offensive line didn't get the job done there. For Zach Charbonnet, 19 carries today, 60 yards, 3.2 yards average, a touchdown. I thought he had a great day. Also had 1 reception for 39 yards. Now, the only thing out of the running game that I don't like here is that, okay, Charbonnet had 19 carries, Geno Smith had 2, and DJ Dallas had 1. That's still just 22 carries on the day. We had leads. We had leads at some point during this game. I would like to see that much closer to 30. So I wish we would have ran the ball even more. But I like what I saw. Charbonnet did go out with a knee injury at the end of the game. I haven't heard any more about that yet, so hopefully it's not serious. We already have K9 out. If Charbonnet is going to be out, that's not going to be good because then we're going to be down to DJ Dallas, and supposedly we'd have Kenny McIntosh, because they, a couple of weeks ago they said he was going to move right to the front of the line when K9 went down, that he was going to, gonna get in there and get work, but we haven't seen him. So, that doesn't make me feel good about his situation coming back from his injury and really where he's actually at right now. So if K9 and Charbonnet are out, that's not going to be something I'm looking forward to over the next couple of games that are still tough games with 49ers and Eagles coming up. But yeah, you got to mention DK Metcalf having a career type of day, 6 receptions, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had that long of 73 yards where he ran over 22 miles per hour. And yeah, guess what? You get DK, bigger, stronger guy, open on some routes that aren't just streaks down the sideline. You can get him in the middle of the field, in the middle of the open field, and he's just going to run right by people. Or he's going to run right over people. This is something that DK, that's, just the special abilities he has for somebody with his size and speed and strength all combined. This is how you need to use him. That's why I'm encouraged by what we have offensively, because if Shane Waldron looks at this game and says, hey, you know what, I called this game the way I should be calling it for my offense, and I put them in a position to win, my team in position to win. I mean, you can't look at this game and think that he's gonna go, oh well, that wasn't a good game plan, so I need to go back to what I was doing before. No, like I can only imagine. Pete's gonna talk to him and be like, hey, that game you called, yeah, that was perfect. Draw it up again in the next one. JSN today, oh my goodness, 7 receptions, 62 yards. His long was 18. He was crucial in so many third downs. Again, picking up those yards in the middle of the field, catching passes over the middle, and then giving him a chance on third down, catching the ball short of the sticks, but then because of, again, his twitchy ability, being able to pick up those yards by creating space, getting open, and then being able to get the yards after the catch to get the first down. You need to see more of that. Tyler Lockett today, 5 receptions for 47 yards. Noah Fant, good to see him get involved, 3 receptions and 43 yards. That's what I like to see. I mean, that's your core receivers right there. Metcalf, JSN, Lockett, and Fant. Okay, I've seen so much about how the Seahawks should do more 12 personnel sets, and should they do it more? Yes, but people are talking like that should be the only formation that they run out of. No, this is an 11 personnel team. You want one running back, one tight end, and 3 receivers. Just go look at the percentages of formations that the Seahawks run over history. You're going to see it's a lot of 11. Are they very good in 12 and 13? Yes, they are. But you don't do it all the time. Your base formation should be the 11, and then everything else is working off of the success you're getting off of your 11 personnel because of all the talent they have in the receiver room. Okay, so overall, great day from the receiver core of this team. Yeah, just really good offensively. Now, defensively, let's just kind of talk about the Dallas Cowboys and what they were able to get. Prescott had 29 for 41, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 4 times for 24 yards in total. 115.8 rating for Prescott. So, he's still coming out of this game looking like, yeah, he's trying to contend for the MVP this year. We should have had another sack. This is another situation where I'm just like, okay, which is it? Like, do you want the defenders to just hold them up and wait for you to blow the whistle, or do you want the defenders to slam the quarterback down? Because they had Prescott. It looked like the play was going to be blown dead, and then next thing you know, Prescott's breaking away and then escaping and then completing a pass down the field, where you just know that if the defender, I don't remember who had him in their grasp at that point, but if they drove Prescott into the ground or slammed him to the ground, for a fact they would have flagged it for roughing the passer. So I just sometimes it's hard to understand what the NFL wants out of these players. But good day for Prescott. Pollard, 20 carries, 68 yards, a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 2 carries for 30 yards. Prescott, 7 for 23. Rico Dowdle, 5 for 15. A total of 34 rushes. See, our rush total was 22. That's where we want to be. We want to be up around the 30s. And that's to me that's a big difference in this game in what they were able to do. Moving the ball on the ground and running that clock, that time of possession. You're going to see that the time of possession favored the Cowboys once again. It was a big difference. 36 minutes to 36 minutes 27 seconds to 23 minutes and 33 seconds. Like we lost that battle again. I would have loved to see more rushes in this game. Receptions wise, CeeDee Lamb, tough guy to slow down. 12 receptions, 116 yards, a touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 6 receptions, 77 yards, a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 4 receptions, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, just like I said, this team looks very much like the Seahawks team to me. Same weaknesses on defense. We attacked them over the middle of the field, and they were attacking us over the middle of the field. We were attacking their linebackers. We were attacking their linebackers, and we also attacked attacked Deron Bland and gave him a rough day today. But we were taking advantage of the advantages that we have in that portion of the field with the athletes that we have. But so did Dallas against our defense, and boy, oh boy, I just don't know what to do. What are we going to do with Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams? They just are not covering the middle of the field. The middle of the field that's one of Bobby's biggest problems right now. And then Jamal Adams, he's just not good in coverage. The years that we've watched him when he's in games, he just does not look like he just not look like a cover safety, right? I mean, he's great at playing the run. He is great at um, he's great at blitzes. I mean, he's usually a great tackler, but in coverage, oh my gosh, at times it's embarrassing. And yeah, and Wagner and Adams were both embarrassed in this game in coverage, and they got to find a way to fix this fast. Um, Otherwise, this defense um, is going to be in a lot of trouble because it's just not a couple of teams. It's every team in every game this year since game one. Um, Teams are attacking us in the same way. So it's going to, does it take personnel changes? Do you take Bobby Wagner off the field more, which you'd hate to do because the team defense has improved with him being back because of his leadership on the field, because of his IQ on the field, and making sure everybody's in correct positions. But is his skill set to a point where you need him off the field in certain situations because he's a liability? You know, that's something I think they are seriously going to have to consider. I mean, he did have 14 tackles today. Jamal Adams did have 10 tackles today. And great that they had a number of tackles, but boy, oh boy, were they getting beat in coverage. Woolen, 8 tackles a day. Witherspoon, 8 tackles. The Jaron Reed had 7 tackles today. He had a sack. He had 2 QB hits in total. Some it's hard for me to want to say anything about Woolen negatively because he had a ton of penalties on him today, and some of them just weren't. I think there may be one of the penalties that was called on him. I saw, okay, yeah, that's a penalty, but my goodness, and I do not want to make an excuse. The refs were bad in this game, though, and it was bad for both teams. Like I'm just like sick and tired of watching Seahawks games get overrun by referees this year. It's happened on multiple occasions where we've been stuck with like really bad officiating crews, and it just feels like it ruins the game. I mean, there was that one drive where there was 5 penalties that just kept giving the Dallas like more and more and more and more, and it just felt that drive alone felt like it took forever. When it did take a lot of time off the clock, but because there was so many penalties thrown, the flags were thrown, that it felt like that drive took just took forever. It was probably like 7 or 8 minutes off the clock. I don't know. I wasn't keeping track, but it felt like it took like a half hour for that 7 or 8 minutes to go by with all the penalties that they kept throwing. Yeah. Tough day for the defense. I mean, we've talked about it over the course of this. The course of this tough or this struggling period that the Seahawks have been having, where it felt like the offense was holding the team back because they were not holding up their end of the bargain. Well, we flipped the script on this one. It was the defense that was not holding up their end of the bargain. The offense came to play today, and the defense did not. I mean, there was a lot of penalties called against him, sure, but I mean, even without that, like I said, it's just the weaknesses we have are so weak that um, it's a real issue that is gonna have to be fixed, and I just don't know how you fix it because, like I said, it's hard to take Wagner off the field. Uh, I mean, you could um, keep Jordan Brooks in there and make that switch, but I don't know how much better he's going to be in coverage than Wagner, and is it enough to like is it so much better that it's worth taking Wagner off the field in high pressure situations? You know, I don't know. That's something, like I said, that the coaching staff is going to have to take a look at. Yeah, I mean, overall, this game, it was really fun to watch. I am really encouraged by the offense. I feel like we showed that we can hang with one of the top defenses, and that means the rest of the way, we do have to face the 49ers again. Then we have to face the Eagles. Okay, so I feel like we need to get one of those wins just to feel better about our chances of making the playoffs. Again, the last 3 games are all very winnable, but you want one more win before those last 3 to really feel comfortable, because you could lose any game at any time. You can't just bank on the fact that, like, oh well, that's the easier part of our schedule. Doesn't matter. You can lose to an opponent that you expect to beat. Example, we lost to the Rams twice. So if our offense can play like this going forward, I'm confident that we have a chance to beat San Francisco. I'm very confident that we have a chance to beat the Eagles at home. So I'm very encouraged by that. Kind of discouraged by the defense because, yeah, San Francisco is going to attack us the same way they attacked us last time. We do not want to get embarrassed again. And whereas this game was not embarrassing because the offense kept it in it, it was still an embarrassing performance by the defense. So that's got to be better. All right. Well, that's all I really have to say about this game, I guess. Is this is not a loss that I'm super mad about, because the changes I needed to see offensively were there. I'm very disappointed in the defense, though. Not mad about it, just disappointed. Just more so because it's like looking like in front of our eyes, one of the legends that we love in Seattle is becoming a liability. And disappointing that a player we've been waiting to see in this defense for years, since we traded for him, in Jamal Adams, trading so much for him and giving him such a big contract. Disappointing to see him, continue to struggle in coverage. These were things you knew coming in with Jamal Adams, but you don't want it to be that bad. Okay. So that's gotta improve. Again, I guess not. It's just not a performance that you're mad about. For me personally, it's not one that I'm mad about. Their performance, just disappointing to go, oh no, the
there's players that we love that they are, father time is catching up to them quickly, and I don't know how we're going to fix that for this season. So we just gotta hope, because Bobby is such a smart football player, that he can find a way to use that IQ just to adjust and get himself in better positions to make plays in which he has to cover. All right. Again, tough loss, just for the fact that um, it really decreases your playoff odds, and is going to make it a lot more stressful the rest of the season to see if they make it or not. And again, to me, this team, you still want them to get in, because as you saw from this offense, the talent is there. Somebody just asked me the other day who I thought was the best player on the team, and I said Devin Witherspoon. He's already, even though he's a rookie, he's already proving just the physical skill set he has and the instincts he has. He's a phenomenal football player. And then they were trying to go down the list and try to show me that the defense side of the ball was better. But no, I think the offensive side of the ball has way more talent on it. And that's, what had us excited last year and excited going into this year, is that they added a little bit more, and they went out and made all of these signings and free agency. They've made trades. The draft picks they made with Devin Witherspoon. There was enough done that improved the defense, that you go, okay, this should be an average level defense. And last year, to me, we had one of the worst defenses in all of the NFL. And so you're thinking, okay, if we have this offense that, all the skill set is there across the offense to be a top 10 offense, if you can just have an average defense, this team could be even better. That's why it was so maddening and disappointing over the stretch of the last 5 or 6 games, that they were in the way in which they were losing, because the offense was not coming through. That was the side of the ball that you expected to be excellent this year. Well, we saw it back in this game, so we got to keep that going, and we just need to play this defense just needs to play average level defense, and I think this offense is good enough to get you wins. All right, but let me know how you feel about this team going forward. Are you encouraged, or are you thinking, okay, well, it doesn't matter if I feel encouraged and there was good things, it's still another loss, and the defense looked so bad that it doesn't matter what the offense did. To me, again, even though I don't think they're a top defense, I think there's enough talent on the defense that they should play a lot better than what they did today. And with the offense playing like a way it did today, and if the defense just plays average level defense, then we should be winning some of these games down the stretch. All right, but let me know. And thanks for tuning in. That's going to be the episode. Please like, subscribe, comment, share it, do all that stuff. The other thing I should mention before I get out of here, that December 17th game with the Philadelphia Eagles, that has been flexed to Monday night. Yes, they are giving us another prime time game against the Eagles now on Monday night. First time the NFL has ever done that. So that's pretty exciting. Can't wait for that game. But we got the 49ers next. I think the game plan needs to be exactly what we did in this one. Again, I feel like actually the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Seahawks. They're all very similar teams. So really the way we attacked the Cowboys, and that included the Lions. I should mention that we beat earlier this season. Very, very similar strengths and weaknesses of these teams. So the way we attack the Cowboys today, we need to attack the 49ers in our next game if we want a chance to win. All right, but we'll talk more about that when we get closer. So, yeah, I'm gonna end it here now for real. Like I said, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, do all that, and thank you so much for listening. This has been the Seattle Sports Show, Seahawks post game show. Go Hawks!